Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous. And guess what? We did it! 1,000 subscribers hit Saturday night while I was sitting in a bar with Ben Lesnick, David Haddock, and a whole bunch of fans of Star Citizen. And with 1,000 subscribers, of course, that means it's time for the Super Hornet giveaway. Well, not really. I'm not holding it back. I want to make sure that each and every one of your entries is counted. And right now, something really wild happened. I went to Dragon Con over the weekend, spent a lot of time with Ben and David and Alex and David, and out of nowhere, I got almost another 350 entries which have to be placed into my spreadsheet. I'm going to take care of that today. I'm going to post it in my Dropbox and let everybody download a PDF of it. And with that, you'll be able to see if all your entries have been counted. If they haven't, all you need to do is forward me the email that you sent originally with those entries in it, and I'll put them right into the spreadsheet. But that also doesn't mean the contests are over. I talked to Ben at Dragon Con, and we are going to be getting another ship to give away. So this time, I'm going to seek out your help in getting me to 1,500. It's going to be a lot easier because with 1,000 you get featured a little bit more. I'm getting a lot more subscribers every day, and I handed out a lot of my information to people at Dragon Con, so that should be no problem. So beginning with this episode, you'll be able to share it the same way on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. And if you're in a country that doesn't have those, send me shares to whatever the equivalents are in your country. Take a screenshot of those shares, send them to me at theaddictedgamer@gmail.com, and in the subject field, please, this is important, place freelancer MIS giveaway and nothing else. It's going to help me be able to identify them with a rule that I have, and then be able to put them into my spreadsheet each week that I'm getting these videos. Every video I place up from this one on will count towards the Freelancer MIS giveaway. That's all I got for this. Let's move on to the other things that happened this past weekend. All you have to do is... I attended Dragon Con this past weekend, and over here you see one of the gentlemen I met, David, shaking hands with Ben Lesnick, and this is at the tournament for, I guess it was Vandals Swarm. Well, of course I know it because I participated and may have come in somewhere between 3rd and 6th place. Ben's going to feed me with the tournament results at some point in the near future, and I'll post them. So let's talk, because Dragon Con pretty much introduced me to one of the things that Chris said that's leading to the change on the front page of the website. So while I'll talk, paying homage to the Vandals Swarm tournament we had, I'm going to play a little bit of Vandals Swarm in the background. So Chris, a couple of letters ago, said that they were removing the ticker from the front page. I agreed with it. I've mentioned this twice already, right? Well, I went to Dragon Con and met many people. In fact, I put myself out there introducing myself to people that weren't even there for Star Citizen. I just decided that I was going to go out there and try to gain us some more backers by pretty much hammering home what a great game this was. I can't believe how many people thought that the game cost $1,000 or $500 or $150 or $400. It's amazing how little people actually knew about the game, but they thought they knew everything about the game. Some people thought it was just Arena Commander and how lame that was. Some people thought it was some kind of space-based trading game that you had to buy ships and then you can move things around, kind of like Eve. I heard kind of like Eve so many times it made me nauseous because it's not Eve. Not that I don't like Eve, I do, but this is very much different, right? The website does a poor job at introducing the game to new players. The website does a poor job at introducing people to the depth of the game, and it does a bad job at stating the fact that it's 2 games in one. The Persistent Universe, which will be out in 18 to 24 months, and Squadron 42, which will be out in 8 to 12 months, right? Well, go to the webpage and what do you see? You see a lot of talk on stretch goals. You see some lore. You see a couple of news items about a patch. And of course, you could click on about the game and go and see things there. But if you're not introducing your product on the main page and you're forcing people to go a little bit deeper, you're going to lose people very quickly. What needs to be done is a total redesign of the front page and maybe a deletion of the About the Game page, because you need to move that to the front page. So you need to have something in there that ties the two games together, whether it be a timeline or both emblems on one page, so you can see how Star Citizen is born out of Squadron 42. There's a lot of people that really do remember and love the old Wing Commander series. And being that it's on sale now on Good Old Games, and even EA was giving away Wing Commander 3 for free to most people, right? This should be bringing a little bit more people into the mix. But when they go out there, they don't know that here's Chris Roberts, right? They have to dig deep for that. And I think that the website has to be changed to be something that makes a little bit more sense, right? Maybe here's Chris Roberts, creator of Wing Commanders, brand new games, Star Citizen and Squadron 42. And then you click on it, you learn about Squadron 42, you learn about Star Citizen, right? But at the same time, you have a video going on like the Elite Dangerous website that's just showing the ships, landing at a planet, or maybe one of the commercials running. I'm not sure. I mean, that's what they're getting paid for. They're going to make it work. They've already started to make the store work better for new people, right? It's a little bit confusing, but there's going to be an update to it that's going to introduce Eva to it, who is played by Sandy Gardner, by the way. I'm sure if you've watched Around the Verse, you'd know that already, right? So I'm all for this, and I'm definitely for the ticker being gone. Now, in talking to Ben this weekend, he reiterated something that Chris said in the past. I think it was either this past 10 for the Chairman or the one a week ago. And that was that stretch goals are even going to change. They're not going to be based on hitting another $1 million mark. And I agree with this. I think that's done, right? I don't care how much money they make anymore. I care when we're getting the game. I care how successful the game is. And how successful the game is going to mean how many people play it. So stretch goals are going to move to something that's more practical, right? How many people are online at once? How many people participated in racing this week? How many people played Vandals Swarm? How many people shot down Payday, right? How many people made it to Payday and killed him? Those are going to be stretch goals that get people playing the game and get them excited to play the game, as opposed to how many more millions of dollars can we put into CIG's pocket? Well, we're going to do that because they're going to keep giving us ships. If you think that they're done making ships, we're all crazy, right? There are going to be hundreds of ships by the time this game is done and out of our minds and it's replaced with something new. They've already shown us that they have no problem releasing new versions of ships every year. We've had 2944, 2945, and I'm sure there'll be 2946 variants of different ships, which is another thing. LTI within a year or two will mean nothing because you will already be 2 model years newer than the ship that you bought. So back on track. I'm very much excited to see CIG stepping forward and correcting something that they lost sight of, and that was who they're selling the game to. It's not just us, not just the lovers of the ships, the people that have no problem throwing down thousands of dollars for tens or hundreds of ships in some cases. The game is for everybody. It's for that person that comes in and jumps into Squadron 42 and never wants to go in the persistent universe. It's for that person that buys an Aurora and just wants to start from scratch and build their wealth from bottom to top. And it's for the person that wants to buy a fleet of ships It's for all of us. And with this new idea, with this new beginning, CIG is starting to move towards introducing the game to more people. And I can't wait to see it. Well, that's my commentary on the removal of the ticker and the changing of the stretch goals. I'm telling you, I can't wait to see the stretch goals like that. How many people make it to payday, right? So if 50,000 of us can get to payday, which, just so you know, that's level 15. And I've never made it through level 15. I've made it to level 15 and had payday hand me my rear end in a glass, but I've never made it past it. And I know that some of you have. But I did make it to level 14. I did make it to level 13, and I made it to level 13, I believe it was, level 12 at the tournament and level 11 at the tournament. So that was pretty fun. So there were a couple other things I found out at Dragon Con from CIG. One of the big things is, damn, Nikki, you should be listening and paying attention when people speak to you. I didn't realize how many of the ships were actually designed, not coded, not graphics done, but designed, thought up by Ben, which is pretty intense. Ben's more than just a community manager. He's actually one of the developers too, which is awesome. Loving that. I also found out a little bit more from David on the Vandal. There was a question that was posed about, can we trade with the Vandal? And it was posed in a very RP way by one of the enablers, Eris. And she was interested. You know, these Vandal are actually peace-loving people that were wronged by us, and now they're only looking to kill us because we did something to them. Well, Chris went out of his way to say, nope, you might want to do that with the Banu, but not the Vandal. And people are like, oh, we could just give it a try. Well, essentially what David said is, if you're squishy, you're KOS. They don't want to talk to you. They want to annihilate you. And that is kind of, think the Daleks, all right? That's not going to be easy to actually go in and do something with them. I guess the biggest thing that I found out is just how very approachable every one of the people at CIG is. From Chris all the way down to, and I don't know who the lowest employee would be, because that would be an absolute worst thing to say. But from Chris to all the employees at CIG, they are the most transparent and open people and available people, approachable people that you can meet. Walking up there and shaking David's hand, because I've seen him twice before. Once in Skype when I interviewed him. Once when I went to Santa Monica, and then here, and having him remember me. Or David Ladyman, who's only talked to me on the Skype conversation I had with him when I interviewed him, and him coming right up to me and shaking my hands. To Alex, who's only been with the company for 3 months, putting himself out there to talk to us when he had his wife with him, who was trying to go through Dragon Con, and actually giving us time when he was trying to give his wife time, which, thank you very much, Alex. To Ben, who probably dedicates more time to us than almost anybody else on that team. Well, I used to think that until I talked to Will. I mean, that poor guy is talking to us from his home. Everything that I'm finding out about this particular company is amazing. And I hope to God, if you believe in that, or hope to whatever you believe in, that they're doing something to preserve this culture so it lives on past them. Because I think that this is an amazing company that's doing it the right way, taking our feedback, giving us the game that we want and the game that Chris wants. And when things don't work out, going to us for help. It's unheard of, and it is unmatched. All right, that's just one of my last commentary pieces. Now it's some fun. First up, I got to meet Richard Garriott, which I don't know if it's as big to you all, but I played Ultima from the original one all the way through Ultima Online. I listened to stories of people killing Lord British in each game. In fact, Jonathan Morris, and I forget the other gentleman's name, but if you look up Through the Aftermath, they did an amazing parody of killing Lord British on the show one day. And I don't think it was that show. It was another one that's now gone. But Jonathan was awesome, and that was one of the funniest things I've ever heard. And I got a chance to take a picture with Richard Garriott and almost had him come out to the bar with Ben and David and I. But he didn't show, but texted me in the morning that he would have gone on Sunday night. Unfortunately, Sunday, I was with my children. Actually, what am I saying, unfortunate? Fortunately, I was with my children. I love my children. It was my day to just be at home and just hang out with them, take them to a movie, and have fun. Star Citizen is free for 1 week, actually until the 5th. There is a thread somewhere in the forums. Take a look for it, search for it, get your friends that aren't in the game playing, and see if you can get another backer to support the game. I'm done. I'm finished. I can't talk anymore right now. I have so much to do. So let's do just a couple more things. First thing, let's talk about the contest one more time. This show does not count towards the Super Hornet. It will count towards the Freelancer MIS. Same rules, only I really need you to adhere to Freelancer MIS giveaway in the subject field, and only that in the subject field, because I have a rule that moves it into a box so I can then enter the entries into my spreadsheet. I have a big feeling that some of you all have had your emails lost in my junk box, which is why I'm going to post the entries in a PDF and put them in a Dropbox. Those will be in this comments section of the video. Alright, that's done. Next thing, episode 43 needs to be shot. That needs to be shot. And another podcast with me and Dr. Hawk needs to be taken care of. That's what I have on the agenda for this week. And now for our weekly Hangar Flair contest. We're giving away a Constellation Phoenix model. No drum roll as usual. Let's figure out who our winner is. It is Ben Mowbray. You have won. Now, APCR won, I believe that was it, won last week. Still trying to give it to GoTrek. And I think Adam Nodder, did you win 2 weeks ago? I've got this stuff accumulating inside my hangar. You guys have won this, and you entered the contest. Any of my winners who have not received their items, please send an email to theaddictedgamer@gmail.com with the week that you won and the item that you won. I'll check it against my records and then get it out to you. All I need is an in-game handle and an email address that I could send it to. I'll talk more about Dragon Con in Star Citizen AA episode 43. So that's all I have for my vlog this week. Thank you very much for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm very grateful to all of you, and thank you so much for watching all of my videos. With that said, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.